we're going to be going over some mind body basics. Mind body is actually super simple if you play around with it just a little bit. We're going to go over some super basic things that you're going to need to know how to do whenever you're in the studio. I have a rule where whenever there's somebody in the studio, the laptop should be open because you never know what could happen. You could have a random walk-in come off the street that you need their information for, and knowing how to collect that information and put it into the computer is super important because when that person comes in, they're coming in for a reason, and they might not come back if you don't get their information and we don't know how to reach out to them. So we're going to start with the Green Star experience, and then we're going to go into a little bit more detail after. But things everybody needs to know is how to sign your waiver. You're going to be in your Mindbody app for these first two, then everything else is going to be on the computer. So I'm going to pull up my screen and show you guys. So for the waiver, you're going to pull up the person's account. They should be booked into class. You'll tap on their name. The part on the left side of the screen is going to pop up. You're going to hit the button that says liability waiver not signed, flip it around, and then they can hit I agree, and then the sign will come next, and all they have to do is hit next, and then they're done. I like to hold on to my phone when I do it because I don't love handing my phone out to random strangers. But if you're comfortable with that, be my guest. I know a lot of people do it on the iPad as well. That's also totally okay. However you guys do it in your studio, it is the same on the iPad and on the phone. So that's your waiver. Your picture is going to be super similar. All you're going to do is press on the L and J in this case. So Lucy Jacobs, I've never met her. Unfortunately, she hasn't been into the studio. But all you're going to do is hit where the picture should be, which is where the initials are, hit take photo, ask her to show you her pearly whites, and you are good to go. I always like to make a joke that some people will push back on the pictures, but it is super, super important that we get the pictures. I myself coach in 5 different studios. So if I don't have somebody's picture, there's a 0% chance I'm going to know everybody in all of the studios that I have to go to. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for getting all those pictures in. I know it's a task. The studio that I started in, we had 0 pictures. We had to get 300 pictures. We got everything done, and I think it was less than a month. But once you get it rolling, people will like to see their picture on the iPad when they check in. Putting someone into our system. How we're going to do this, we're going to go to Find Client, Add New Client. This screen's going to pop up. This screen is, I will say, almost perfect. I'm going to get to that in a second. So like I said, we're going to put Anna in. So Anna Black. Anna, I'm going to need you to tell me your email. Perfect. Group.com. And what's your phone number for? There we go. Thank you. When somebody comes into the studio, this is the information that if you can grab, you are doing incredibly, because this is how we're going to reach out to people. Some people will reach out by phone number. Some people we can reach out by email. If you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see billing information. You're not going to touch this because it won't save if you put it in here. Next up, we're going to hit save. And then after that, you can either go to profile, or if you just need to look somebody up, she will just pop right up. We're going to go into her account next. This is the screen where you have to put the credit card in or it will not save. What you need from somebody with their credit card.
You want me to interrupt quick, Jared, that I just got immediately a text from Liza and Brandon, studio managers.
I was really hoping that you were going to bring that up. All of your studios have automated messages that go out the second that their information is put into the system. If you're signing somebody up in person like this, it's a good idea to tell them that they're going to get an automated text message. It's a good icebreaker with them too. So when they're just coming into the studio, it's, hey, I'm going to fill out your information. You're going to get an automated text message. We're going to take care of everything right here though. Because our goal when somebody comes into the studio is to get them signed up on a trial immediately. And the next step would be credit card. All you need to fill out here is the credit card number and the expiration. You don't need to fill out anything else. So this right here, that's it. Nothing else needs to be done. You're going to hit save, and then you're going to call it a day for them. That's it. Say we need to put a trial on their account. Where are we going to go? Point of sale, also known as POS. You can make this tab a little bit smaller by clicking here. I like the full screen view a little bit better. It gives me more workspace. Let's say Anna's going to purchase a trial today. You're going to find her account from here. And depending on where your studio stores their items, contracts will be a little bit different. We will go over that as well. But services with the trial is where it's going to be. It's typically going to be under functional training team. And depending on which trial you're going to use, that's where you're going to go. Once you get to this step, which is pretty much the most important step, you have everything pulled up. All you have to do here, add item, And since we already fake put Anna's credit card in, you are going to hit credit card key stored. That's the only way they get billed. If you hit any of the other buttons on here, it is not going to work. So you're going to hit credit card key stored. And if you have a credit card put in, you will not have to fill this out. The last thing you have to do is hit save, create invoice. A receipt will pop up when you do this, so you will know that you have done it correctly. That's how you do a trial. When anybody walks into the studios, super, super simple. Should take less than 5 minutes realistically from the time they walk in the door until the time that we finish up with that. Putting in a membership is a little bit different, but I'll just give you a show of that real quick. It's going to be contracts, and then you'll find the proper one. And the screen looks a little bit different here because you can select the start date. So say Anna's going to start her membership today. She will stay on the 21st. But if not, you can select any date in the future, which is great. And same process from there. You're just going to hit add item. I'm going to show you how to add someone to class next. So let's say Anna wants to come to the 5:10 tonight. She's going to drive all the way to Long Island. You're going to go into the class that you'd like. So select the class that you'd like and type in her name. It is a little bit easier to type in somebody's last name because that will pop up first for whatever reason. And this is a great example because Anna's never been to the studio. She's going to have that green star, which we're talking about. When you hit milestones, which is the next thing we're going to go into, you will be able to see what visit it is for people. So a lot of us have those boards in the studio. This is how we check that. If you go into Mindbody, you'll be able to see. I know we had one in Plainview this morning, so I'm going to show you guys an example. I believe it was in my, what time did she come? 7. Yep. So you're going to hit milestones, and Monica had her 100th class today. So it'll usually be 100, 250, 500, and 1,000. There's also some in-between ones. I think there's $8.99, $7.99, things like that. But it's all right there for you. All you have to do is hit visit milestones. It's super nice to shout people out during class. We also have the boards available for you guys. I'm going to go back to Anna real quick. Put her in the 5:10. Same thing that you did. I'll put somebody into class to take them out of class. That simple. You're going to hit the X. Mindbody is very intuitive. One of the better systems when it comes to gym management. Haley had her hand raised for a second.
All right, quick question. After eight years, you'd think I'd know this, but if somebody doesn't they get emailed the waiver, is that correct?
They should, yes.
Okay, we've had a few that haven't, and they've emailed us and say, can you please send me the waiver? I'd rather not do it in person. I'd rather do it like before I come in. Is there a way to send them the waiver?
Yes,
from Mindbody?
Not from Mindbody, actually. So if you send them the link to your website, if they go to sign up for the trial through the website, the waiver will auto-populate for them. So when they're signing up for the trial, the waiver will pop up.
Got it. Okay.
So even if they've already paid for the trial, you can still send them the link to that because they will have to sign the waiver before they pay.
Okay. Got
so the
it.
waiver is the first thing that pops up after they fill out their information.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. Yeah. Short and sweet and simple. 3 S's.